Please take their seats. We would like to begin the program. All right, so I hope everyone enjoyed their appetizers or are still enjoying their appetizers. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Manzoor Sayed. I'm the eldest son of Ahmed and Lubna Sayed, and I will be introducing your MC shortly. Before we begin, we have a few housekeeping rules. Anyone who is parked in front of the laundromat, please move your vehicles now before you are ticketed at the end of the night. All right, it seems everyone parked properly this time. So the program will be in two parts. The first part will be wearing the great thing for the dam fundraising that we are doing currently in Pakistan. And the MC for this first half will be my younger sister, Samad Sayed. And the second half of the evening will be a musical ghazal night. And the MC for this half will be my uncle, Jabal Sumro. All right, so now let's begin. Samad Sayed, would you like to come up?
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Samad Sayed, and I'd like to start the program off by inviting my younger brother, Rashid Sayed, to recite a verse from the Quran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wal asr innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilus salihat wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. By the declining time, mankind is at a state of loss, except those who have faith and who do righteous deeds, those who encourage one another to truth, and those who encourage one another to endurance. Here in Canada, we have been blessed with plentiful resources of water. However, this is not the case in many countries around the world. This water dam project is an act of righteousness and great charity, whereby a great number of people, livestock, and farmland will get access to a great necessity, water. I encourage you all to help in whichever way you can. As a collective, we can create a great accomplishment together. Thank you.
For the past 35 years, Pakistan has been in a war. This is why Pakistan was unable to build a dam. It's about time that Supreme Court of Pakistan intervenes. Chief Justice Sajid Nisar has appealed for donations for the dam in Pakistan.
और जबकि 40 साल के बाद फॉर्चुनेटली सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान ने इस डैम को बिल्डअप करने के लिए लोगों को, दोस्तों को एक आवाज दी है और डायरेक्शन इशू की है। मैं आज आपसे शेयर करना चाहता हूँ कि साथ ही उसकी मुखातब शुरू होगी। आप देखिएगा कल दयानिया में जो इतना कुछ सुकून इलाका है, और मैं भी कुछ रोज पहले दिल्ली को 32 साल के दौरान करके आया हूँ, वहाँ पे मुझे सेशन देते थे। वहाँ के लोगों ने बताया कि यहाँ तो कई सालों से चोरी नहीं हुई, कतल का कोई मुकदमा दर्ज नहीं हुआ, लेकिन हमने डैम की आवाज दी तो वहाँ पे 12 एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन जो है उनको जला दिए। कौन है कौन साजिश कर रहा था पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ? अभी गौर करना चाहिए। मैं किसी पे भी गैर जिम्मेदार इंसान नहीं लेना चाहता, लेकिन मैं आप लोगों के लिए आप देखिए पाकिस्तान के 40 साल तक इस डैम को नहीं बनने दिया गया, और जब कोशिश की गई है तो इस डैम साजिश हो रही है। लेकिन आज के मुवाफिक द पीपल ऑफ पाकिस्तान विल जस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट आपने पैरा दिया है। आप लोग हैं जो इसकी हिफाजत करेंगे, आप लोग हैं जिसने ये डैम को बेटा कराना है। सर, ये डैम नागुजरी है पाकिस्तान की बका के लिए नागुजरी, ये जिंदगी है हमारी। अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमने जो कुछ अब नहीं किया वो करने का वक्त आ गया। आपसे एक छोटा सा जाती एक ऐसे दिल कर मैं आपसे शेयर करूं। मेरी बेटी आई थी अमेरिका से رات اس نے واپس جانا ہے. اس کی صبح 5 بجے کی فلائٹ تھی. تو میں بچوں کو رات مل کے میں نے کہا بیٹا میں صبح تو نہیں اٹھ سکوں گا, سفر کرنا ہے تو آپ گو ٹو سلیپ. تو آئی وینٹ ٹو مائی بیڈ. تو اس کی 8 سال بچی وہ میرے کمرے میں ہے اور مجھے کہتی ہے نانا I have something to give you. میں نے کہا کیا بیٹا؟ This envelope she gave me, جس میں 7,000 میرا 30 روپے بن گئی. میں نے کہا کچھ نہیں ہے. I will give this money for the purposes of the dam. یہ پیسے جو مجھے دیے گئے ہیں جس میں 510 روپے وہ بھی شامل ہیں جو اس کو عید میں شاید ملے ہوں گے.
ہندوستان کی 190 دن کی. مصر جب بارش نہیں ہوتی وہاں 1000 دن کی کیپیسٹی ہے. جو دنیا سمجھتی ہے کہ سیف کیپیسٹی ہے ملک کے لیے, جو سیف لیول ہے وہ 120 دن ہے. ہمارے پاس صرف 30 دن کی پانی کی اسٹوریج کی کیپیسٹی ہے. اس کا مطلب ہے کہ ہمیں ڈیم بنانا ہمارے ملک کے لیے ناگزیر ہے. یہ اگر ہم نے اب نہ ڈیم بنانے شروع کیے, آگے آنے والے دنوں میں ہمارے آنے والی نسلوں کے لیے ہم ایک ایسا مسئلہ مسائل کا پہاڑ چھوڑ کے جا رہے ہیں جس کو ابھی میں بات نہیں کرنا چاہتا. میں صرف یہ کہنا چاہتا ہوں کہ اگر ہم نے ڈیم نہ بنائے, ایکسپرٹس یہ کہتے ہیں کہ 7 سالوں میں یعنی 2025 میں پاکستان میں خشکسالی شروع ہو جائے گی. ہمارے پاس پانی نہیں ہوگا اپنے اناج اگانے کا, اناج نہیں ہوگا اپنے لوگوں کے لیے. یہاں خدا نہ خواستہ قحط پڑ سکتے ہیں. لہٰذا آج سے ہم نے ڈیم بنانا شروع کرنا ہے. لیکن میں خاص طور پہ جو بیرون ملک پاکستان میں جنہوں نے میری شوکت خانہ بنانے میں مدد کی, نمبر یونیورسٹی میں مدد کی, تو میں آج اپنے بیرون ملک پاکستان سے مخاطب ہوں. خاص طور تقریباً 80 سے 90 لاکھ بیرون ملک پاکستان میں. اگر آپ سارے یہ سوچتے ہیں کہ $1,000 آپ نے اس ڈیم کے فنڈ میں اگر آپ بھیجیں $1,000 تو ہمارے پاس یہ ڈیم بنانے کے لیے, 2 ڈیم بنانے کے لیے پیسہ ہو جائے گا. ہمارے پاس ڈالرز بھی آ جائیں گے تاکہ ہمیں کسی سے قرض نہ مانگنے پڑے. لیکن یورپ اور امریکہ میں اور انگلینڈ میں جو اوورسیز پاکستانی ہیں, میں چاہتا ہوں کم از کم $1,000 بھیجیں, نہیں تو اس سے زیادہ بھیجیں اگر آپ بھیج سکتے ہیں. اور میں آپ کو یہ یقین دلاتا ہوں کہ یہ آپ کا پیسے کی میں حفاظت کروں گا. یہ سارا پیسہ آپ کا کسی جائے میں جائے گا.
A direct response between overseas Pakistanis and the Chief Justice of Supreme Court of Pakistan, Mr. Saqib Nisar, and our beloved Prime Minister Imran Khan. Overseas Pakistani have created a worldwide movement called I Am Pakistan movement, and within a period of 6 weeks, it has gained recognition worldwide. With this movement starting from Ottawa. Pakistanis all around the world are donating funds directly to the Supreme Court of Pakistan account and the High Commission of Pakistan.
My name is Samad Sayed, and I'll be donating $500 to the National Dam Project, I Am Pakistan.
میرا نام ابوبکر صدیق ہے اور میں آسٹریلیا کے ملبورن سے تعلق رکھتا ہوں. I Am Pakistan میں رہتا ہوں.
I am Usman Sabah. I live in Saskatchewan, Canada. I am Pakistan.
I am Kalhakal from Karachi, Pakistan, and I support I Am Pakistan.
I am Kassim from Sydney, Australia. I am part of the Pakistan movement and I will be donating $100 towards the dam building project.
میرا نام جنید حسین ہے. میں ریاست متحدہ عرب امارات میں جاب کرتا ہوں. میں آٹوا میں چلنے والی اس تحریک کا حصہ ہوں اور میں اس کام کے لیے 500 درہم ڈونیٹ کرتا ہوں.
My name is Ali Khan and I live in Alberta, Canada. I'm a member of I Am Pakistan and I'm donating $100
construction of dam.
My name is Haris Siddiqui. I'm from the UK. I will be contributing £100 to the dam project in Pakistan. I am a proud member of the I Am Pakistan movement.
My name is Subha Yusuf, the I Am Pakistan movement that I am proudly a part of.
I have donated $200 for the project and I'm a very proud member of this movement, I Am Pakistan.
I am very proud from Karachi, Pakistan, and I am very proud to be a member of I Am Pakistan.
This is Manzoor Syed from Ottawa, Canada. I'm a proud member of the I Am Pakistan movement, and I will be donating $100 towards our dam building project.
I am Shabir Khan of National Federation of Pakistan Canadians. I Am Pakistan is an international movement.
मेरा नाम काजी असीस मुजीबुर रहमान है। मैं आपको कनाडा का डायरेक्शन हूँ और मैं आपको $500 डोनेट करता हूँ।
मैं आठवा कनाडा से बात कर रहा हूँ। मेरा नाम अनवर कमाल है। जो तहरीक चली है उसके लिए मैं आपको $100 डोनेट करता हूँ।
A great project for Pakistan. I Am Pakistan movement.
My name is David Percy. We're lucky to live in Canada where we have fresh water year-round, great people, and great communities banding together. Part of what makes us uniquely Canadian is that we help others at a time of need. I'd ask you to join us, to join the I Am Pakistan movement. It's about helping others help themselves, help build a dam, help them get fresh water that sometimes a lot of us take for granted. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sayyid Labib Adam and I am the president of I Am Pakistan movement, Karachi, Pakistan.
Hello, my name is Haris Siddiqui and I am the president of I Am Pakistan from London, UK.
Estimated cost for the dam is $12 billion. If every overseas Pakistani were to donate $1,000, Pakistan doesn't need aid from any other country or loan from a bank. Pakistan is capable to live with dignity and respect with the help of overseas Pakistanis. Let's begin from today. We will make a commitment. My family and I will send $1,000 to Pakistan over the next 5 years, and we will encourage our friends to do the same. I Am Pakistan worldwide movement is committed to help, providing clean drinking water for every poor Pakistani child. Please join hand with us together, and we will make a difference, inshallah. Pakistani judicial system, whenever someone gets jail time, usually they are also fined. Because of corrupt, feudal and exploited systems, keeping usually poor and innocent people in jail because they don't have $2,000 fine is the norm. There are many crimes of very small nature, cruel people entangle them illegitimately in disputes. They get arrested because of false evidence or lack of resources or getting assistance of a lawyer for their defense, complete their sentence but have no sufficient money to pay the fine. We have a list for the people who cannot pay a couple of thousand rupees as a fine or do not have money as charges for their legal counseling. Mr. Ahmed Sayyed is going personally to each jail and pay the fine and get released over 100 people and find them jobs in his friend's business to have decent life and become better humans and good Pakistani citizens. They will get free assistance from the doctors who are members of I Am Pakistan Worldwide Movement, as well as jobs from our members for the time being. A long way to ameliorating human conditions, especially in innocent prisoners.
I'm grateful to all my diaspora, Pakistani diaspora in Canada, those who are part of this campaign for the building of the dam. And the invitation has been extended to me to Mr. Harris, the Mr. Dam also. And I should see you somewhere in the month of March next year to be part of it. I'm very grateful for this kind invitation extended. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Natalie DeRosi, and I'm the MPP, the member of provincial parliament for Ottawa. It's a real honor for me to speak to you tonight. I was elected in a by-election in November of 2016. So I'm a new politician. I've only been in politics for 2 years. Shortly after I was elected, I had the privilege of introducing to the Legislative Assembly of Ontario a motion against Islamophobia. And I want to read it to you. That in the opinion of this House, the Legislative Assembly of Ontario should reaffirm that diversity has always played an important part in Ontario's culture and heritage, and recognize the significant contributions Muslims have made and continue to make to Ontario's cultural and social fabric and prosperity. Stand against all forms of hatred, hostility, prejudice, racism, and intolerance. Rebuke the notable growing tide of anti-Muslim rhetoric and sentiments. Denounce hate attacks, threats of violence, and hate crimes against people of the Muslim faith. Condemn all forms of Islamophobia and reaffirm its support to address and prevent systemic racism across current policy, programs, and services, and increase anti-racism education and awareness, including Islamophobia in all parts of the province. I was very happy to do that and to have the occasion to introduce it to the House and secure unanimous consent for this. And I did it because I believed, as a human rights lawyer, that was my career. I was the dean of the law school at the University of Ottawa, but prior to that, also ran the Canadian Civil Liberties Association. And I believe fundamentally that we all owe a duty to denounce discrimination in all its form. I am there for you, and I will continue to stand against hatred and against discrimination. Thank you.
Cultural and Social Association of Canada, Pakistan Canada Organization, the Executive Editor of Family News Canada, and the President of Classe Laicite Tenant Rights Organization. He is also an ARR News representative in Montreal and the General Secretary of Caravane Lab Montreal, as well as a very famous poet. I would like to call him up now to say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. इससे पहले कि मैं आज के प्रोग्राम की मुनासबत से पाकिस्तान के हवाले से चंद अशार आपकी खिदमत में पेश करूं, उससे पहले मैं सिर्फ एक बात आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहता हूं। میرے پاس صرف 3 منٹس ہیں, میں نے 3 منٹس میں اپنی بات ختم کرنی ہے, تو میں ایک بہت ہی اہم بات میں آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کرنا چاہتا ہوں. وہ بات یہ ہے کہ میں نے آئی ایم پاکستان کیوں جوائن کیا. میں نے آئی ایم پاکستان جناب سید احمد صاحب کی وجہ سے جوائن کیا. سید احمد صاحب کو جب میں نے دیکھا, ان کو مختلف پروجیکٹ پہ والنٹیئر کام کرتے ہوئے دیکھا, فی سبیل اللہ میں نے کام کرتے ہوئے دیکھا, تو میں نے یہ فیصلہ کیا کہ مجھے ان کی ٹیم کا حصہ بننا چاہیے اور آئی ایم پاکستان جوائن کرنا چاہیے. میں آلریڈی 7-8 تنظیموں سے آلریڈی وابستہ ہوں, لیکن اس کے باوجود میں نے یہ فیصلہ کیا. اب سید احمد صاحب کرتے کیا ہیں, جو میں نے یہ دیکھا کہ سید احمد صاحب جب نئے پاکستانی اسٹوڈنٹس پاکستان سے کینیڈا میں آتے ہیں اسٹوڈنٹ ویزے, تو سید احمد صاحب انہیں ایئرپورٹ سے ریسیو کرتے ہیں, پھر ان کے لیے اکاموڈیشن کا بندوبست کرتے ہیں, اگر ضروری ہو ان کے لیے پارٹ ٹائم جاب کا بندوبست کرتے ہیں, ان کی کاؤنسلنگ کرتے ہیں, انہیں ساری انفارمیشن دیتے ہیں. یہ سارا کام فی سبیل اللہ صرف پاکستان کی وجہ سے یہ ہوتا ہے, اور میں اس بات کا خود عینی شاہد ہوں. اس کے علاوہ میں نے یہ دیکھا ان کا دوسرا پروجیکٹ میں نے خود دیکھا, اس کا میں عینی شاہد ہوں کہ یہ پاکستان میں قیدیوں کی رہائی کے لیے بہت اہم رول ادا کر رہے ہیں. پاکستان میں وہ غریب قیدی, خاص طور پہ خواتین جو کسی وجہ سے اپنا جرمانہ ادا نہیں کر سکتے, تو سید احمد صاحب اپنی جیب سے ان غریب قیدیوں کا جرمانہ ادا کر کے ان کی رہائی ممکن کرتے ہیں. اس کے علاوہ میں نے یہ دیکھا کہ ایک اور پروجیکٹ CSS کے ایگزام میں جو پاکستان میں غریب اور مستحق اسٹوڈنٹس ہیں, ان کے CSS مقابلے کا امتحان پاس کرنے میں یہ ان کی مدد کر رہے ہیں. تو میں نے جب ان کے یہ ڈفرنٹ پروجیکٹس دیکھے تو میں کافی متاثر ہوا, اور میں نے فیصلہ کیا کہ مجھے آئی ایم پاکستان جوائن کرنا چاہیے. اور جب سید احمد صاحب اسٹیج پہ تشریف لائیں گے تو میری ان سے درخواست ہوگی کہ وہ پلیز گرانٹس کے حوالے کے علاوہ وہ ان پروجیکٹس کے بارے میں بھی ہمیں کچھ تفصیل سے بتائیں تاکہ ہمیں معلومات مل سکیں. اس کے علاوہ آپ کو یہ بتانا چاہتا ہوں کہ سید احمد صاحب وہ پہلے شخص ہیں آئی ایم پاکستان کے فاؤنڈر پریزیڈنٹ جنہوں نے سب سے پہلے 1 ملین پاکستانی روپیز چیف جسٹس کے اکاؤنٹ میں ڈونیٹ کیا, اور اس کے ساتھ ساتھ 50,000 پاکستانی روپیز یہ ہر مہینے چیف جسٹس کے اکاؤنٹ میں ڈونیٹ کر رہے ہیں. اور آخر میں آج کے پروگرام کی مناسبت سے اور پاکستان کے حوالے سے چند اشعار آپ کی خدمت پیش کرنا چاہتا ہوں, اس کے بعد میں اجازت چاہوں گا. پنجابی کے چند اشعار میں نے خود لکھے ہیں کہ بند گلی دیاں راواں دے گئے, بند گلی دیاں راواں دے گئے, اتوں کپ خنیر بلاواں دے گئے, لیڈر ساڈے دیس دے لوکو ووٹاں بدلے سزاواں دے گئے, تے خالی جھوٹے لارے دے گئے, رنگ برنگے نعرے دے گئے, آئے سی جیرے نظام نو بدلن اسی نظام نو سہارے دے گئے. خالی جھوٹے لارے دے گئے, رنگ برنگے نعرے دے گئے, آئے سی جیرے نظام نو بدلن اسی نظام نو سہارے دے گئے. تے فرقے فتوے ساڈے مسئلے ایسے لیتے پیچھے رہ گئے, فرقے فتوے ساڈے مسئلے ایسے لیتے پیچھے رہ گئے, مذہب ریاست وکھ وکھ کر کے اکالے گورے چنگے رہ گئے. اور ٹوپی پاکے عالم بن گئے, عالم وڈے ظالم بن گئے, ٹوپی پاکے عالم بن گئے, عالم وڈے ظالم بن گئے, چھوٹے ڈاکو سڑکاں رول گئے, وڈے ڈاکو حاکم بن گئے. تے چوہے اڑدے اسمانہ ہوتے, چوہے اڑدے اسمانہ ہوتے, تے ڈڈو چڑھ دے پہاڑاں ہوتے, انج دیس میرے وچ دیکھو درجن انج دیس میرے وچ حاکم دیکھو درجن کر دے کروڑا ہوتے. اور آخر میں اگر سید احمد صاحب کی اجازت ہو تو میں ایک اناؤنسمنٹ کر دوں چیف جسٹس کے حوالے سے. تو سید احمد صاحب کی اجازت سے میں ایک اناؤنسمنٹ کرنا چاہتا ہوں کہ چیف جسٹس صاحب نے آج ان رائٹنگ ہمیں کنفرم کر دیا ہے کہ وہ 20 مارچ کو کینیڈا تشریف لا رہے ہیں آئی ایم پاکستان. خاص طور پہ سید احمد صاحب کی ریکویسٹ پر وہ یہاں پہ آٹوا کینیڈا میں تشریف لا رہے ہیں 20 مارچ کو. شکریہ.
Thank you, Mr. Haq. He is also the president of I Am Pakistan movement in Quebec. Next, I would like to call up Mr. Abid Hussain, who is a board member of IAM Pakistan from Cornwall. He is doing volunteer work for the last 30 years with the Catholic Center for Immigrants, Ottawa, and he is a poet, a writer, and an author of 3 books. He is in real estate business, and he is also working with Royal DePage Performance, Cornwall as well.
तमाम हाज़रीन को मेरी तरफ से अस्सलाम वालेकुम। पहले मैं क्योंकि टाइम मुख्तसर है इसलिए जल्दी से इसको ख़त्म करना है, 3 मिनट मैंने दिए। तो पहले चंद शेर पेश खिदमत हैं। ज़रा थर के सहरा को पानी पिला दो, ज़रा थर के सहरा को पानी पिला दो, गरीबों की बस्ती से गुर्बत मिटा दो। जो साथ ले जाए साथ अपने, जो साथ ले जाए साथ अपने, गुर्बत बहाकर, मेरे मौला बारिश को तूफान बना दो। महाशी मसावात हो अदल भी हो, महाशी मसावात हो अदल भी हो, अमीरी गरीबी का कज़िया चुका दो। कनाहत पसंदी हो और सादगी हो, कनाहत पसंदी हो और सादगी हो, हवस ज़र के सीनों से आतिश बुझा दो। क्योंकि IAM पाकिस्तान के ऊपर अभी आपने एक स्लाइड शो भी आपने देखा है, तो मेरा ख्याल है कि मैं अपनी नज़म आपके सामने पेश करता हूँ। इस नज़म का अनवान है IAM पाकिस्तान। द टाइटल इज़ IAM पाकिस्तान। एक तहरीक, एक पैगाम, एक तहरीक की नज़म है। एक तहरीक, एक पैगाम, जहालत, दहशत, गुर्बत, भूख और प्यास के खिलाफ। एक जहाद, एक आवाज़। IAM पाकिस्तान फिक्र अंगेज जुगनुओं का गहवारा। IAM पाकिस्तान फिक्र अंगेज जुगनुओं का गहवारा। चीफ जस्टिस साकिब निसार ने आवाज़ उठाई है, चीफ जस्टिस साकिब निसार ने आवाज़ उठाई है, उस आवाज़ के साथ सैयद अहमद ने आवाज़ मिलाई है। डैम की तकमील के लिए ये तहरीक चलाई है, खुश्क साली का जो आने वाला है। और ये बहुत बड़ी हकीकत है, क्योंकि अगर हमने कंटेमिनेशन और पानी को सेव नहीं किया तो ये बहुत बड़ी हकीकत है जो फ्यूचर में आप सब लोग देखेंगे। खुश्क साली का जो आने वाला है, पानी जो तेज़ाब बन के बरसने वाला है। आओ ऐद करें सब मिलकर आज, आओ ऐद करें सब मिलकर आज। आने वाली नस्लों को इन आफतों से बचाना है। इस जद्दोजहद में सब ने मिलकर, I have also, Mr. Ahmed translated my poem in English and everybody have, I think, on the tape. इन आफतों से बचाना है, इस जद्दोजहद में सब ने मिलकर हाथ से हाथ मिलाना है। कतरे कतरे से दरिया बनता है, आओ मिलकर आज हाथों की जंजीर बनाएं। आओ मिलकर आज हाथों की जंजीर बनाएं, गुर्बत, दहशत, नफरत की तस्वीर मिटाएं। आबिद की दुआ है ये, आबिद की दुआ है ये, सैयद अहमद लुबना जैसे वतन परस्त मुखलिस इंसान हो, वतन परस्त मुखलिस इंसान हो, वतन की हुर्मत पे जो मर मिटने को तैयार हूँ, आओ ऐद करें सब मिलकर आज वतन की तकदीर बनाएंगे। आओ मिलकर ऐद करें आज वतन की तकदीर बनाएंगे, वतन को जन्नत बनाएंगे एक दिन, अल्लाह की मदद से इंशाअल्लाह डैम बनाएंगे। शुक्रिया।
Thank you for the wonderful poem. Next, I would like to invite up Mr. Naeem Khan, who is the counselor from the High Commission of Pakistan. He is currently the counselor and head of Chancery, Pakistan High Commission, Ottawa, a career diplomat who speaks 9 languages and has been to more than 50 countries. He remained the acting ambassador in Cuba and Argentina. He worked as the assistant commissioner and magistrate for 7 years in Pakistan as well. He is an educationist and human capital management expert. He is also an honorary member of I Am Pakistan Worldwide Movement and Self-Actualization Foundation. Mr. Naeem Khan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have really shortage of time, so with this paucity of time, I'll be talking to you a few stuff that I'm thankful to Ahmed Syed. It is really, really wonderful efforts that he's doing for the sake of the water scarcity problem that we have in Pakistan. I will just take you people into confidence that do you know that how much fresh water is available to humanity out of the total water that we have? Like we have 100% water in any form. How much water is available as fresh water? 7%? No. 75%? No. Only 0.034% to the whole humanity. 0.034%. Because 97% water that is saline. And then we have 3% water which is not accessible. It is locked in the rocks or mountains, so we can't have access. So 0.034% that is available, but in a country like Pakistan that we have, how much is the population of Pakistan? Any idea?
220 million.
220 million people. Canada, 36 million. But Pakistan, we don't have that geography what Canada has. A lot of fresh water available here, a lot of lakes and mountains, and 36 million people. So 220 million people, they need water, and because water is indispensable, this is inevitable. For example, you can lead your life without luxury cars, maybe without like some other facilities, but water, all these people, they have to drink water, and the contaminated water, which is in some parts of the world, including Pakistan, so we have to take care of that water, which is potable, which doesn't bring health hazards. So that's why the current government and the Chief Justice of Pakistan, we have taken this initiative. And also the rivers which are coming to Pakistan, those are not, all of the rivers are not our own rivers. Coming from India, coming from Afghanistan. So the water problem in Pakistan, that is complicated. That is not so easy. That's why all those people who are contributing in this noble cause, including Ahmed Syed and his family, this is really, really a great initiative, because water, that is life. And if we don't have water, so then so many people, and then the water-borne diseases. So this is not only health, this is not only like you can't live without water, it is also a life question, but at the same time, education, we have to tell the people how they can have to access with the potable water. So dam construction, we have Canada, for example, the first dam in Pakistan, Turbela Dam, that was constructed with the assistance of Canada. So because Canada was so much involved, and it is still involved, our bilateral relationship with Canada, that is promising. So again, once again, after like 70 years history of Pakistan, so once again we are now with the water issue in Pakistan, and this is an issue, and we are with the help of international community and Pakistani community, the diaspora, and you see thousands of millions of people, they are contributing. We have Pakistan High Commission, we have our official account, we are receiving. Some people we recognize, I'm being a head of Chancery, I'm writing to them that we have received your money. So the response is really tremendous. from the Pakistani community everywhere, including Canada. And our Deputy High Commissioner Salim Khan, he will be also speaking. He knows that I think Canada is number 3 or number 4 globally contributing funds to the dam construction. So this is very, very good news for us, that what the people they asked, so the response that is not lukewarm, the response that is ready, and the people, like I must say, dynamic people, energetic people, bringing so many people here to this hall, talking about the water, drinking water here, and talking about the water in Pakistan. So this is something which is really, really commendable. So our High Commission, we are contributing other projects that he has initiated. For example, prisoners in Pakistan. If, for example, the people who are unable to pay their fines, and if this organization, I Am Pakistan, is contributing and releasing those prisoners because they don't have money to pay for their fines, so this is a great noble cause. Then, for example, if they are educating people, they are preparing them for competitive exams in Pakistan, so this is again such a great initiative, and I think this can become a model. You may have some access with Canadian authorities and other non-governmental organizations here, and if all these people, they come together and they contribute, so this will be highly, we will have a bright future and we can achieve a lot of things. So nice of you, thank you very much. The High Commissioner of Pakistan, as well as Pakistani community, the diaspora, we have dual nationality here with Canada, so the people, they have their emotional attachment with both the countries. Sitting in Canada, if they are serving Pakistan, so this is, and we also welcome people, they come to Pakistan, Canadians who are sitting here, if they have never been to Pakistan. Pakistan is a wonderful country. You have seen in the video, in the north of Pakistan, in the south of Pakistan, we have deserts, we have mountains, we have K2, we have skiing, we have a lot of stuff which can be fun stuff, and that way, if you go as a tourist to Pakistan, you are also contributing to the economy of Pakistan, which will go a long way to have a good impression of Pakistan, because we have some communication gap. So that's why such gatherings, if we come together and we talk to each other and we reduce this communication gap, so that will be really, really helpful to promote the cause of Pakistan. Thank you very much. So nice of you.
Thank you. Next, I would like to call up Elizabeth Kurvilla from the member of the Canadian Kerala Foundation. The Malayali Association of Ottawa is a non-profit socio-cultural organization of people from Kerala, a coastal state at the southern tip of India. This is the only organization that represents people of Kerala origin in the National Capital Region and has done so since 1971. There are about 350 families of Kerala origin in Ottawa. Elizabeth Kurvilla is the current president of the Malayali Association. She is a lawyer called to the bar in Ontario and in Kerala, India, and works for the Federal Department of Justice. Elizabeth and her husband Johnson are the proud parents of 4 beautiful daughters. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Elizabeth.
Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Good evening, everybody. It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here today among you. Some of you may be wondering, sorry? Is that better? Yeah. Some of you may be wondering, what is the president of the Malayali Association doing at this event? And I would say that's a fair question. But let me try to explain. There is a connection here. And the connection is through water, but more importantly, it's the power, or the unifying spirit, the power of being united. So we saw this video today, and we heard about why are we here today. And the first time when I spoke to Mr. Saeed, he explained it to me in a simple way. What he said is, the idea is clean water for every child. On the face of it, it is a very simple idea. It's not too much to ask for. Water is not a luxury. Water is a basic necessity. And we just heard, it was explained to us how here in Canada we are very lucky with water resources, and we have taken it for granted. So now to come back to the connection between Kerala and Canada, so the water problem we faced was the opposite one. Kerala had a flood back in August, and it was called the flood of the century, flood of catastrophic proportions, and the devastation and damage was on an enormous scale. So what did the people of Kerala do? They came together. And Kerala, for those of you who don't know, it's a very small state at the tip of India. And the people of this flood united the people of Kerala like never before. And it's not just the people in Kerala. Just like the Chief Justice and the Prime Minister of Pakistan are calling out to the diaspora, Kerala called out to its diaspora, and people responded. So the Kerala diaspora from across the world, whether it is Canada, UK, United States, the Middle East, everybody responded. And the Chief Minister's Disaster Fund at this time, it made more than $500 million. So the relief work was amazing, and the rebuilding work is still going on. So given that the small state of Kerala, the power of unification, and I just saw in the video, it's 12 billion Pakistanis we are talking about. And here in Ottawa, the Kerala community in Ottawa did our little bit, did whatever we could do towards this cause. And our community leaders, our business organizations, our students, and our members all stood shoulder to shoulder and appealed to the Ottawa community. So from our experience, what I can tell you is a humanitarian crisis like this brings out the best of Ottawa. And I will conclude in the words of one of our community leaders. And what he told me during the floods at that time was that this is the opportunity for us to contribute to Kerala. In your lifetime and mine, we may not have another opportunity like this to make a difference for Kerala. And I think this is the opportunity for Pakistan and for the Pakistani community to make a difference for the future of Pakistan. This is your opportunity, and it's time to seize it. Shukriya.
Thank you. Next, I would like to call up Mr. Koshi to say a few words as well. Mr. Koshi is a chartered accountant and a founding partner of the firm Connolly & Koshi, which started its operation in 1976. Currently, the firm has 2 offices in Ottawa and 1 in the province of Quebec and has over 30 employees. Mr. Koshi has raised several $1 million for a few technology startups during his career, and one went public. His practice consists mainly of tax and tax-related matters, such as tax, litigation support, and he has appeared before the Tax Court of Canada numerous times. Mr. Koshi.
I'm not entirely certain why Ahmed asked me to speak. I resisted the temptation. He repeated the request. Finally, I succumbed. I'm not a speaker, nor do I have any great interest in speaking. I know Ahmed and Mashuda, his wife, for a good 24 years. I just looked it up. So Ahmed may have felt if somebody who could give an objective comment on him, it might well be this character Koshi. I will proceed to do that in few brief comments. I'm certainly, obviously, have access to Ahmed's privileged information. So the things I'm going to talk about Ahmed is about the good things he has done. As a businessman, he's a very audacious person. He has created some niche in the local market, which a lot of people probably won't think it exists, probably doesn't appreciate this actually happens. Ahmed, for the 24 years I know, frequently visits my office, generally at least once a month, and that is a problem for me because he usually comes around 4 o'clock and he has a lot of ideas, some connected with business, others stories about his life. So the net result is I have non-chargeable time. The code in the office is K4. So Ahmed is a K4 candidate for Connolly & Koshi. However, I certainly enjoy the man. He is frequently an inspiring character. He talks frequently about his father and the inspiration he derived from his father, who is Dr. Mansur Ali Said, his deceased father, I should say. So I remember, Ahmed, all the stories you told about your father. Ahmed, I know, and he doesn't boast about it, nor does he probably even talk about it. I even doubt if his family members know about it. He has helped numerous students coming from the subcontinent to study in universities in Ottawa. You'll pick them at the airport, help them find location, accommodation, help them with money, find them part-time jobs in his various establishments, so on and so forth. So he's a very charitable individual, and he doesn't publicize anything very much. I frequently ask, what about this money? Why did you take this much? Why do you need this much to live? You know you have to pay tax. So I certainly have seen him in action. Ahmed has certainly been heavily involved in charitable activities in Pakistan, and you probably saw the current Prime Minister is a friend of Ahmed, and he has been helping with these matters for at least 2 decades I'm aware of. Coming back to other charitable activities of Ahmed, I am frankly astounded that on August 20th, 2018, Ahmed could get a few friends and family in front of the Parliament House and kickstart this I Am Pakistan movement. It is something frankly hard to believe. Ahmed is not an academic, he is not a philosopher. To the best of my knowledge, he is not an orator. But here he is. What he has accomplished for Pakistan is a very big thing, no question about it. It shows the power and vision and commitment and conviction of an average person, a very average person. But Ahmed, in that, if you look at the flip side of it, is a very extraordinary person, in my view. So he probably felt somebody should come and talk a bit about it. Now, his wife, I know, is very active in various social and cultural and other related matters. So, coming back to Ahmed again, I felt members of the community, such as me, this should not be simply a Pakistani diaspora event, but it could well be an event which is supported by members of this community. I certainly making a humble effort to appeal to the members of the public to help with this matter. This is a very serious matter. And finally coming to a minor episode in Canadian history, just to make a point. Queen Elizabeth made the first visit, and she was driven in an open car through the streets of Montreal. The mayor at that time, if I remember the name, was Mr. Chameleon Hood. Is that right? So, there is a crowd seeing the Queen for the first time, and they were excited, and they were cheering for her in the streets, St. Catharines. So, Mr. Hood turned to the Queen and said, "Your Majesty, some of it is for you also." So similarly, I look at Mashuda, and taking the irony of the context out of this minor episode I just narrated, say, Mashuda, a lot of good things I said about Ahmed, some of it is for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Koshy. Next, I'd like to call up MPP Nathalie Desrosiers. Nathalie Desrosiers is the Member of Provincial Parliament for Ottawa-Vanier. She was the Dean of the Faculty of Law, Common Law Section at the University of Ottawa. She served as the General Counsel for the Canadian Civil Liberties Association, a national organization that acts as a watchdog for the protection of human rights and civil liberties in Canada from 2009 to 2013. In that capacity, she has appeared in front of Parliament and various legislative bodies to defend the rule of law and constitutional protections. We would also like to thank her for her video as well about Islamophobia. It is truly an honor to have her here with us.
I just want to say thank you very much. I think we are here tonight to celebrate the power of community. the power of generosity, and how it moves mountain and it gives water. So I just want to say I encourage all of us to think about how privileged we are here and how much it matters. When we give, we receive as much. When we give, we receive the gratitude, but also we know we've done good. So I know that I'm really happy to be part of this event, and I want to continue to help your great community continue to be part of Ottawa, how much you give to us, and how much we are in admiration about the great commitment that you're making. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, MPP Natalie. Next, I would like to call up Mr. Mohammed Salim, the Deputy High Commissioner of Pakistan. He's been in the High Commission for Pakistan in Canada since 2015. He joined the Foreign Service of Pakistan in 1995, and he has also served in various diplomatic capacities at Pakistan embassies in Germany, Bahrain, and Romania. He has a master's degree in diplomacy and strategy from the National University of Malaysia, and he also speaks English, Urdu, German, and Shina.
I was yesterday with them, with Prime Canada in Montreal, so I thought it's the same. Janab Ahmed Syed Saab, Honorable MPP, ladies and gentlemen, Khawateen wa Hazrat, Assalamu alaikum and very good evening. It's a great pleasure for me to be here at this full house community event. Communities event. Canada is multicultural, multi-communal, multi-linguistic. You are, in fact, last week I was in Quebec and I told the ADM International Relations that you are a God-gifted country and you have God-gifted people, the best brains, smartest people from around the globe. Very few countries are so blessed as is Canada. 27% of world forest is in Canada. 25% of world sweet water is in Canada. And I would guess that 30% of world's brightest minds and generous minds live in Canada. I met Ahmed Syed Saab for the first time in 2016 in Parliament of Canada on again a community event. That was a brief introduction on the corner of the 154 Wellington Street. And the gentleman, he just told me, look, I am in real estate, I own hotels and accommodation, and you at the High Commission keep receiving guests and delegations, and being government servants, people coming there have their own budget limitations. So please do let me know whenever you are faced with accommodation constraint. That was our first meeting, and the gentleman said so after our Assalamu alaikum, our exchange of well wishes and shaking of hands. So that impression is in my mind that the gentleman is a well-meaning member of the diaspora, and that makes the job of embassies and high commissions and diplomats very comfortable when you have such a forthcoming community living across and representing Pakistan. Thank you very much, Ahmed Syed Saab, for that. We met last time in September for the I Am Pakistan movement and for the DAM Fund in Montreal. There was end of September, and by then it was again I Am Pakistan movement event, and the High Commission was told by the government of Pakistan to introduce the fundraising campaign across the globe, and we did so across Canada. And at that time the statistics were that Canada was the 5th largest donor after USA, UK, UAE and Saudi Arabia. And again, Montreal is one of the richest cities in Canada, the richest city I would say. And again, very civilized and highly rich in mental capacities, financial capacities, generosity capacities, heart, mind, souls. You find them around the corridors of McGill, including Pakistani diaspora, and that's why I was there. And I requested the participants that, look, you have to graduate from 5th position upwards. And today, while I was coming for this event, I just went on the State Bank of Pakistan website. And I'm very happy that in the last 55 days, you have graduated from 5th to 3rd. Thank you very much, Ahmad Syed Sahab, for that, and for all the diaspora members who have made it possible. We know that the population of the country is small, and proportionately Pakistani diaspora is also small. We are the 5th largest ethnic community from Asia in Canada, but it is a matter of hearts, not a matter of your purse, or not a matter of your bank account. As my colleague said, Pakistan is just 71 years old. There was some messages conveyed in the video you have seen. We discussed, me and Ahmad Syed Sahab discussed the contents of the video a couple of days back. He is a free citizen of both Canada and Pakistan, so in civil societies and in civilized societies, it is freedom of speech and freedom of expression. As governments may not be always agreeable to what someone says, but constructive highlighting and constructive criticism is what is needed for any country to develop. And I want to, there was a bit of pessimism, if you have seen as a Pakistan community member in the video. So just to clarify that, one fact is Pakistan is just 71 years old, one. Second, Pakistan was not there before 71. It was, the whole of South Asia was mostly under British Empire. So on 14th of August, 47, once we were created, we did not have an office for the Governor General and the Cabinet to hold the Cabinet meeting on 15th of August. So from there we started. We actually, bureaucrats, cabinet members, they got chairs and office tables from their homes. For the first 10 years, we had a problem with water because some of the barrages were on, across the border, which the border demarcation was made in a way that it did create problem. In the very first spring of Pakistan, parts of Pakistan the crops went from green to yellow before they were ripe for harvesting. We went to World Bank. World Bank negotiated between both Pakistan and India. We got dams. Then we got our canal system built. That was in the 60s and 70s. There is a dam, as my colleague mentioned, Tarbela Dam and Mangla Dam. Engineers from Canada also contributed. And we also got a nuclear energy plant in Karachi called Kanup. That was done with nuclear engineers and scientists from Canada, SNC-Lavalin. And the Karachi nuclear power plant is still, this day, is maintained, inspected by Canadian SNC-Lavalin engineers from across Canada, mostly in Quebec province. So again, there is the relationship. During the 70s, late 70s, we had problems on the west of the border. The whole world was in the Cold War mindset. The world was divided. We had security challenges west of Pakistan. So 80s, 90s, and again after 9/11, again we had this problem. So the message is, today Pakistan has 150 dams which are above 15 meters high storage capacity. So it is not that the whole, suddenly today we woke up. The whole world was in the Cold War. Pakistan, being in a very strategically important place, was always on the radar of the then superpowers struggling for influence in the region. So we were part of the power struggle, and our attention was more towards security concerns, less towards social and socio-economic development. coming to the point, we have three major parties now in the Parliament of Pakistan. One is Pakistan Muslim League Noon, and the other is Pakistan People's Party, and the ruling party is called Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, led by Prime Minister Imran Khan. This party is the youngest one, only 22 years old. And this gentleman who leads the party and who is now the Prime Minister, he was a celebrity in the UK for 3 decades. He would only rub shoulders with the royal family in UK. And he was a county cricket player and he was a star. And after he retires, after winning the World Cup in cricket for Pakistan, he goes back from his county cricket and the lavish lifestyle in UK. He establishes the first cancer hospital, again with the help of the diaspora and Pakistani donors, in the name of his mother. Then he establishes one university in one of the most backward provinces, parts of Punjab province in Pakistan. And the cancer hospital, which was then only one in Lahore, now we have 3 more. One in Peshawar, one in Karachi, and one in Quetta is under construction. So that is the credentials of the gentleman who is now the Prime Minister. After doing the hospital, he went into politics. He formed a political party, and it took him 22 years. They won the elections on 25th of July this year, and the major difference was he focused in the election campaign on socio-economic issues of the country, including women empowerment, children's education, health, water, electricity, climate change, global warming, all those issues which are there in the Sustainable Development Goals and which were earlier in the Millennium Development Goals. Those became his party slogan. And the initiative was taken by the Chief Justice because we have a very active judiciary now in Pakistan for the last 10-15 years. So the judiciary has the power, what they call suo motu action, that supersedes every authority, even the government. So that was done by design, by the government, by the deep state, all the institutions of the state, and there is no political difference on the need for constructing dams. So those 150 dams which we have done in the last 71 years, we still need dams because the population in 47, including Bangladesh today, that was around 60 million. Today Pakistan alone, West, which is now Pakistan and then it was West Pakistan, today only Pakistan is 220 million. So our water storage, water consumption needs, irrigation, agriculture needs are rising exponentially. That's why we need to construct dams. There are feasibility studies done. There is, the only problem is of finances. So the last message for the diaspora is please, you see that why the Pakistan government, Pakistan embassy every time only asks for money. Well, you have to, as the honorable citizen from Kerala in India, he just highlighted, she highlighted, sorry, and you go to Philippines. Philippines is one of the largest diaspora in the world. Whenever there is a crisis, they come forward. You have come forward after 2005 earthquake, you have come forward after 2010 and 11 floods. One person can make all the difference. What Graham Bell and what Samuel Edison did, today what Bill Gates is doing, or Mother Teresa was doing, or in Pakistan's context, Abdul Sattar Edi had done, or what I just said, Imran Khan has done. Each one of you can replicate the models set by humanity in the past. So please do not underestimate your donations or your personal contribution. It's not enough that I have a good degree or degrees, I have a good job or a business, or my family, all my daughters and sons have gone to McGill and to University of Toronto and University of Ottawa. and done law and medicine and chartered accountants, that's not enough. Your contentment lies in fulfillment. And fulfillment will come once you contribute to the societies which have brought you up and which have given you the opportunity here. So it is time for you to give back to Canada and Pakistan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Salim. Next, I would like to call up my dad, Mr. Ahmed Syed, to say a few words. He is a hard business working man, a father, and he's also very caring and always looking out for others. He had started this movement, I Am Pakistan, just in Ottawa. It became local, national, and now it's worldwide. It went viral, millions of people are donating, and it's such an honor that we are able to start such a small little action and make it something international, to the point where Chief Justice Saqib Nisar has actually decided to come and visit us on March 20th. It'll be such an honor. Now I'd like to call up my father to say a few words.
First of all, I'd like to thank Natalie, whatever she have done for Muslim. That's amazing. I just want to thank you. We have MP from Pakistan, Iqra. She did the same thing, but as a Canadian lawyer, and you see what happened to Muslim after 9/11. So whatever you have done, that's there's a lot of thanks for that. And secondly, this is, my friend said something about me. It is just their love. There's nothing like that. I just try my small thing here and there. Like the students, it's not a big deal. Anybody can do it. Just do things which is give you satisfaction, inner satisfaction. So what I do, I call Artwa and Carlton U and ask them, is anybody coming from Pakistan? Just give my number. And I get a call. And then I try to find accommodation for them, find a job for them, invite them to my home. My children are like same age. They became friends and they are settled in the system. So it's a very minor thing you do. And doesn't take a lot. So I will request every Pakistani here, if you have children 25, 28-year-old, this is the time when you have a party at your home, please invite international students coming from Pakistan. So they are not lonely, they are alone here, and just that give them a chance to be a part of the society. The second thing is this, hospital Imran Khan building, it started last 25 years, now have 3 of them, and it's keep going on. So water crisis, everybody know, everybody talk about it. So what I will say is need $12 billion, sounds like a lot. But like Imran Khan said, we are 10 million people, 10 million overseas Pakistanis. Over the 5 years, if we give them only $1,000 per family, per person $1,000, which is $200 a year, $16 a month. Just a $16 a month will every Pakistani child have fresh water like my child has it. So everybody have to work together and it will happen. People make difference. See, so many people are here and I see one of my friends sitting here. He asked me one day, we are Canadian, which is true. I lived here more than I lived in my home country. So I said to him, sure. Let's say if I make $100 a year, 48% government takes it. Without asking any question, Mr. Koshi, just write, here you go. Now I have to pay property taxes, HST, and everything. Whatever left I spend here. In 1 year, if I send $1 or 1% of my income back home, that's not a lot. Just 1%. And that help others. And the students, if we help them, which is Naeem Khan said, is an exam in Pakistan, CSS, which is generate the bureaucrats. The problem is that mostly people writing that exam, they are children of bureaucrats or rich people. Now, The unfortunately, less fortunate people, they can't afford a fees, which is academies charge approximately 100,000 to prepare that child. So if we help one kid, it will take only $1,000, just one, in his entire life. And if he become bureaucrat, and he knows somebody helped me from United States or Canada, and we'll ask one condition, just be honest. Just be honest, because somebody paid your fee who doesn't know you. And I'm 100% sure that person will be never a part of corruption. That's how we change the society. Very simple. Now it seems like a big deal to release the prisoners. It's very simple and very easy. One of my friends called me from Islamabad, you've seen him, Shahid Parvez, and he told me, you know, in Pakistan is a feudal system. The person have little bit land or money or industrialist, they think they are above the law and everything. And person driving a car and somebody hit who's walking. And it's very famous thing in Pakistan, he said, "Andha hai kya?" And that triggered the other guy, and they put them in a jail for 6 months or 8 months or whatever. Now the time is done, they don't have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 rupees to get out. So we call the jail, simple, anybody can call any jail, pick up the jail from Yellow Pages and say, is anybody there who's stuck with because of 2,000-3,000 rupees or 10,000, 20? They'll give you a list. So it's a very simple system. You send money from here to court, they take a challan, give it to the jailer and they release them. It's very simple. And then what they're going to do when they come out from the jail. So everybody from Pakistan, they know somebody who have a small business or like restaurant, they find them a job. So that's what we do, small things, baby step. Everybody is capable to do it. Everybody. We just have to start from somewhere. Now the purpose of today's dinner is Chief Justice Saqib Nisar coming on 20th of March, and he's just coming to the Ottawa. He usually come to the Europe and go back. So this time he's coming to Ottawa, and we have a lot of expectation and we want to meet his expectations, inshallah. Now finally I would like to call upon Mahmoodullah. I'm just going to introduce my president and board members. So if you please come, Mr. Naeem Chaudhary, Mr. Mahmoodullah from Montreal, and our board members, Syed Aziz, Akhtar Khan Saab, Zakir Saab. Very good question. I had a talk yesterday with them, and see, in Pakistani people, we criticize more. And I heard a lot of places they saying, what happened to Chief Justice? Why he's asking money? Why is going everywhere asking money to China, to Saudi Arabia, here and there? No. So what we have planned, he's coming to Canada, and he's a judge. He can make a case why Pakistan could not build the dam. Why? Everybody knows the reason. Why? Right? So let's help us out on a government basis. So he's a Chief Justice, he can make a case. That's why he's in Ottawa. And this is I Am Pakistan, was telling them, you know, rather than asking people money, ask them who created this problem. Yeah. It is. He's going to visit Montreal, Toronto, Dallas, and New York. Okay. Now, this is the people who's going to help us, and this is working, Mr. Akhtar Saab. He worked, if we post something at 2 o'clock at night, he will be responding right away. So these people are very energetic, and these people came from Toronto. Oh, Syed Saab, main aapko bol diya, please. Sorry. And they're driving 3, 4, 5 hours just to show support. And the money we have collected, not as the Pakistan government, we will giving numbers on March 20th. It's a good success. From a small town, it's a very good numbers. We will disclose that on the March 20th. Now for this function, which is going to be, we are having on March 20th. We need a lot of volunteers. I will ask my good friend Javed Sumro, Dr. Arshad, Sister Shazia, Shahid Aibdi, all of them to come as a volunteer and help us out. So that's pretty much it, and enjoy the dinner. Thank you so much.